Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good noon, and good night, citizens of Upland. Once again, we are here. It's the Upland Action News, Season 2, Episode 1. What is going on? Upland has turned upside down, inside out, and inside around downtown. Take me all around. We are NFT. All my brothers, sisters, and me. It's an NFT world. And speaking of Upland and worlds, and well, like you're if you don't know what the hell's going on right now, first of all, my name is Left House. This is the Upland Action News, Season 2. Upland is the metaverse world that you're looking at right now. We're looking at it right now. This is it. This is the San Francisco part of it. If you don't know what you're looking at, this is the map of San Francisco in Upland. The metaverse where you buy, sell, flip, trade, and a whole lot more is coming. I mean, people, we're here. We've arrived. And I wake up to Upland World. Now look at this. What is Upland World? It's a whole new website that they've got here. They've got some donations coming in here from some of the players in the game. You can check their stats. What does Upland World have to offer? This is incredible here. Okay, latest blog post from members of the UCN, I believe. It looks like it. Remember, it looks like blogs from the Medium articles. What is going on here? Whole new world. The leaderboards, ladies and gentlemen, visitors. ThankMeLater is the leader in visitors, as he is the one who has he has a lot of properties. I don't know if he has the most properties, but that is today. Let's see if the all-time visitor leader, ThankMeLater, which is incredible because he is going to be on the show later today. We had an interview earlier this week, which we will bring to you later in the show. So, completed collections. Who's at the top of that? Well, let's go to the all-time list. ThankMeLater. I mean, this guy is Mr. Upland. If you don't know who he is the creator behind the Upland Fans Discord channel. He is the creator of Upland.guru, a website over there that has all the information that you need to know to play this beautiful game. Treasures claimed. Well, we kind of know who's going to be the leader of that for the all-time. Yep, Junjun Pinoy 57, the greatest treasure hunter in the history of Upland. People will be telling stories about Junjun Pinoy in the 100 years, about him being the greatest treasure hunter in the early days of Upland. He's also a member of the UCN. I am a member of the UCN, and I need to tell you right now that everything I say is the opinion of myself. This has nothing to do with Upland. I am not an employee of Upland. I am a citizen of Upland, and I'm a lover of Upland. And let's see who is the total UpX proceeds winner of all time at this point in the game. Nice to meet you, of course. He's the boss. He's the man. He's the Don. And trades, which is a strange category. I've never had a good trade. Never have I had a trade where somebody wanted to trade me for an equal swap or something that made sense. But that's not the case for Brett Gerber, as he is the leader with 812 trades. So this is the kind of information we're getting over here from the Upland World. We go over here. Let's see. You can search names. Let's search my name. See what happens when you search the Left House. There he is. Okay, it starts to tell you a little bit about the player. So that's what Upland World's about, I believe. It's here to connect us. That's how. Let's get connected here. Tells us of how much my net worth is, how many properties I have, my status, how many collections. Okay. And my properties here. Let's see. Show property map. Download property data. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we can download our own property data. That sounds exciting. I'd like to do that. I'm going to do that. I won't bore you guys and make you guys look at it or whatever. But there's the map of my homes. Okay, this is cool. There's some new tools here that the Upland crew, the bosses, the creators have created for us here to jump in and get down Charlie Brown, learn some things, more information, more knowledge. The better we are, the better we play. Okay, and that button takes us right into the game here. Upland Comics and Collectibles. They just had a big giant NFT giveaway, and they're about to, well, they're not about to. We're underway. There's another giveaway happening right now. The Blockchain Heroes Mega Collection Giveaway, presented by the Upland Comics and Collectibles. The first round of the NFT mega giveaway that the Upland Comics did, my brother Emmett won, which was very exciting. He was having a very poopy day, the day that he was announced the winner, and it was very, very hard for me to sit on my tongue all day, as I am a blabbermouth, but I was able to keep my mouth tight until the announcement, and it was well worth it. So congratulations to my brother Emmett. He has a large pile of NFTs now. Maybe he's in the runnings for king of NFTs now. But yeah, so a new Blockchain Heroes Mega Collection giveaway. Upland Comics is proud to partner with Blockchain Heroes to bring you the BCH Mega Collection giveaway. In this giveaway, you will be entering to win a collection of Blockchain Heroes NFTs. Upland Comics and Blockchain Heroes have donated NFTs to the collection to give away to one lucky winner. And the description, the link to this article right here, which will tell you all the information you need to know about the giveaway, will be in the description of the episode that you are currently watching now. In fact, the link is already there. The link to Upland World is there. And also, what is up with this? NFTs in Upland. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Upland is an NFT-based world. And now they have finally presented to us what the future looks like and how NFTs play into that, the different levels of NFTs, and what type of dilly-dallies these NFTs are going to do and function, and how they're going to work and operate, and how we are going to be able to make use of them. So, introduction. Since day one, the foundation of the Upland Metaverse has been a unique digital object we call the property parcel NFT. If you're like most people, you might be thinking, what the heck is an NFT exactly? So let's get on the same page. All right, well, most of us here probably know what NFTs are, and I don't want to bore you with reading an article that you probably already read, and if you haven't, the link is in the description. But this is incredible here. 3D map assets, property tethered assets, portable assets, dual phase assets, assets for homes and businesses, native Upland NFTs, Upland giveaway NFTs, specialty assets, block explorers, exclusive Upland explorers, user generated explorers, business license, adopting an EOS IO NFT standard. There's a lot here in this article, and I'm just reading off the titles, but by the titles, I'm sure you can get what a lot of this stuff means. NFTs from all different platforms, different mainnets, are going to be able to function, cross through into the Upland Metaverse, as the Upland Metaverse is truly going to be the spot to go to, the number one hub for buying and selling and trading of these NFTs. And NFTs are blowing up. The use cases are maddening, and every day something new is coming out in the form of an NFT. So yeah, that's the nuts of it all. That's the nuts and bolts of what's going on today. So I promised you fellers and fellettes that I was going to bring to you the very special interview with Mr. Thank Me Later. He was my very first guest on season 1, episode 1, so I only thought it was appropriate to bring him back for season 2. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the interview with Mr. Thank Me Later. Mr. Thank Me Later. How are we, sir? Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Let's see. Maybe I got my volume down. Maybe I'm muting. Oh, hold on. It's on my end here. It's the speaker system.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. It was on the wrong setting. How you doing, sir?
Another day in paradise, man.
Another day in paradise, indeed. I was listening to your guys' podcast a little bit ago. That was a rowdy one. X-rated one. You're dropping F-bomb. It was really funny the way he called you out on it. I had Too Stupid to Win called you out, and I was crying.
Yeah, I was a bit of a mood the other day, that's for sure.
Very good. So, Thank Me Later. You were the first guest on episode 1 of the first season of the Upland Action News, and so here we are. This is the episode 1 of season 2, and I just figured, like, who better to have a discussion with than the man himself. I mean, like, we've kind of come a long way from that point till now. I'm saying, like, I did a 10 weeks in a row, and then I took the last 2 off. So it's been 3 months since we had that first conversation. And what do you think? Do you feel like where your brain and your mind frame was 3 months ago is completely different? Or are you still in line with the same place that you were then?
No, I mean, I think a lot's changed in like 3 months for sure. I think we're getting a lot of new blood. There's a lot of momentum in the community. I think we're seeing we've seen shift in the community leadership from Upland side, and we're seeing new people step up and new communities come up at a quite high rate, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and when I was listening to the UpX podcast, you guys had said what that is, half of San Francisco is now sold, and that blew my mind. And just some of the other numbers you guys were cranking out, it was like, wow, like, yeah, it's seeming to, like, it's burning, it's going quick.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think that they were planning on needing like FSA in Fresno quite yet. But man, and I think the other thing that played into it, I mean, you got a lot of these, Daily Uplander and Upland World that are coming out with these numbers that are like, hey, here's a list of all the cheapest properties, and then people are just going and snatching up. I don't think that they were quite seeing the 50% sellout impact the low price properties quite as much.
Yeah. So what do you think we'll get? We're stuck with these 3 cities for a long time, or do you think that they're going to surprise us with another random city here in the next before the year's over?
Oh, no way before the year's over.
Yeah.
No, there's no chance. I mean, the year's almost over, to be honest.
That's true. We're rolling into Q3 here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, it seems like now it seems most of the things that they're, say that's coming is like kind of like on the table now, like we got the city hall open, like there's little nibbles of all these things coming. How much do you think a business license is going to cost? How much do you think it's going to cost to build a property? Do you have any speculation into how that's going to roll?
Well, I hope the property development stays reasonable, because I would like to see people build multiple houses. And so if they charge 100,000, 200,000 for a house, like, you're just not going to see many. So
Right.
I'm hoping like a smaller medium house, like 10,000 UpX, like that'd be kind of cool to get that. And I don't think that that's unreasonable. And then, if you have like add-ons or other different things, it'll be interesting if you can build multiple at parallel. So like if I wanted to drop 100,000, could I build 10 buildings at once? Or like, are you going to be limited to like the number of active builds you can have?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and with somebody like you, like yourself, who has like a dozen, thousands, or hundreds of properties, like I'm almost at the hundreds of properties, but like I'm right there. I'm like right underneath the hundred. I keep kind of getting there, and then some sell or whatnot. And I'm trying to save for the future and stuff. It's getting difficult, like with New York and all those collections. I'm like, God dang it, I need to get over there and like start purchasing some more. I got a few, but it's just like I'm still concerned about these coming prices. But I think you're right though. Like you should, if you have like hundreds of properties, like we want to see the city sort of like come to life in that way. So yeah, hopefully there is like like yeah, there's like almost like a low income like building that you can just to get things up
Well,
and running, and then there's like a
yeah.
second tier where the buildings start to look more pretty, something like that. So at least we can get some things going.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind is I wouldn't be mad if they changed it up and they didn't use UpX for it. I think that property development specifically, maybe not business licenses as much, but property development would be a great opportunity to introduce a secondary token into the ecosystem. Again, I mean, if you think about, traditional games, like, okay, maybe I have to go collect brick or wood or something, some other way to like earn materials. And so maybe there's additional games or ways for me to interact and earn the secondary currency for property building.
Right.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. That would be cool if, like, in the arcades that are coming for businesses, if there was
right.
games inside there that you could play to, like, yeah, like get building materials. That's a genius idea.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to put some more gamification around the actual property development and, even stylizing, right? So unlocking, say, different color bricks or siding or, different windows. So like if you hit certain achievements or do certain things, you can unlock different styles, stuff like that would be kind of cool. I think there's a lot. I mean, if you look at even just games like, The Sims and stuff like that, there's so much potential just in the property building aspects that you can gamify. And I really hope, I mean, we asked E.1 right out and said, is UpX going to be the only currency in the game? And he said no.
Right.
It,
Yeah.
so there will be a secondary currency. What it's going to be used for, how you're going to earn it, those are obviously still big question marks.
Well,
For
yeah,
the
and in the
yeah,
form of the, like with NFTs coming, they're saying like, oh, you'll be able to like buy and sell and trade like cross chain NFTs. It seemed like if we're at that point, like there could be, like maybe you could use like, like other cryptos for like, buying certain or materials or something like that. Kind of like one of these secondary coins. But I'm imagining they're probably going to just like create it themselves within the ecosystem of yeah.
yeah, I would imagine. And I think things like NFT purchasing will probably be done with UpX crypto fiat.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that would be pretty standard. But I mean, that's a huge piece too. I can't wait. With everyone who's doing all these really cool stuff, UFA obviously has a ton of assets out there ready to just be plastered all over the city.
Yeah, I can't wait
So
to see that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to be super fun to just like have a house to display all that and to show off everyone's cool artwork. And that's really going to, I think, define the style and the feeling of Upland. Um,
Yes.
so,
Yeah, I would love to like, turn one of my properties when you go inside, like it's raining in there. Another one is just full of like Christmas trees, just like really fun, like almost like the whole property, like the interior is the art piece.
yeah, that'd be super cool.
I really want to do a room that's like, all the walls are different art piece NFTs, and if you click on them, like each one plays a different song. Of course, I've been like, like figuring out and putting like my trailers on to NFTs for the movie theater, and
Yeah.
trying to figure out more different creative ways to bend these things. And especially with like the whole NFT space is like really blowing up in the that's like what everybody in the crypto world is like talking about right now is NFTs, because there's so many, they're starting to figure out all these different use cases and stuff for it. So
Yeah. What was it? There was a quote recently, and I don't want to say who it's by because I'll misquote them, but that was essentially anything that you can't eat will be an NFT.
that's amazing. Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
great
I was
call.
like, yeah, wow. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's interesting to think about.
I know, like how we go from art pieces and game pieces to like everything. But yeah, already insurance
Yeah,
is like a
real
big
world
deal.
asset. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance is a big deal in the NFT game, and yeah, I've definitely seen like clothing that is like attached, like has NFTs attached to them, and if you hold up your phone to it, it like will show you different like art on the shirt. It's like that augmented reality stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, very
Yeah.
interesting sort of layers coming. That would be crazy if like there was like some Upland t-shirt or whatever that had like an NFT chip into it that like if you held up your phone to it, like that's how you found like some piece that got you from A to Z or something like that, like a shortcut to something like off of a t-shirt. But like that is a real, these things are very doable,
Yeah.
and coming. And it's gonna be a Willy Wonka world, I feel like. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's
crazy.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. The business licenses, I think, to go back to your earlier question, I
Yeah.
think will be a little bit more expensive, more limited. It'll be interesting to see how they roll it out. I think, at least for me, I probably need to reset expectation on like number of business licenses too, because it sounds like they're really gonna make it like something that you can't just like set it and forget it. Like
Right.
you're going to have to manage inventory. You're going to have to go and do things to upkeep and to maintain these businesses, much
Yeah.
like real life businesses. So I think people who are like, oh, I'm going to have 100 different places, I think they'll quickly get overwhelmed.
Right. And I've
Um,
heard people have that conversation in and around the airports. Are you worried about running an airport like and that kind of consuming your time, or what's your
no, I think it's the opposite. I wish it would consume my time.
yeah.
Um, so we have a private airport chat in Discord for all the airport owners, and yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything that we wouldn't say in any other channel. It was like, I think we're a little disappointed in the way that it's going down right now. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of flight activity. I know the expectation is that it'll grow as the ecosystem grows, but I mean, with the introduction of trains and eventually cars and things, like you're not going to have to use an airplane to get to New York. We're
Hmm.
finding that, I was expecting to be flying back and forth between San Francisco and New York daily, like, and we're just not seeing that because people are kind of picking a city, they're living there, they're doing, cross city deals. Hey, I'll buy you something in San Fran, you buy me something in New York, which is great for the commerce. And I actually like the outcome a little bit more because now we have like you have like the people who live in San Francisco, and you have like these New York people that love New York, and they're setting up, Upland Fifth Avenue in Little Italy, and
Yeah.
there's just some really cool stuff happening there. But it's just like you start to realize you're not going to be able to be in every city. You're gonna pick a city, you're gonna develop the community there, and you'll interact with the other communities. But like, I don't think it's going to be very feasible to be a jack of all cities. It doesn't make
Right.
much sense.
Well, it's gonna be so crazy down the line. Like if you're like, obviously we're like setting our roots here in San Fran, but like say like there's multiple cities in there. You're like, F this, I'm out. I'm moving to London or whatever, and like you then go through that like process of selling all your properties, and making that move. That would be kind of like that'll be
Well,
interesting when we get to those levels.
yeah, because I mean that's a very real possibility. A mid-level player in San Francisco today, so somebody who has maybe 150 properties, say up to some of the Orange, Sea Cliff, or what
Lombard.
well, yeah, Lombard for sure. Like you could potentially be a mid-level player in one city, and then in a couple years' time, cash out and become dominant in another,
Yeah.
like an emerging city for sure. I could see that being very plausible. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
insane.
which is super cool because I mean there's people who are super excited about like Chicago or Dallas or Sydney or Berlin, London, Tokyo. I mean there's so many cool cities, right? And there's
Right.
so many cool things that can potential. So
There's so many cool cities like Fresno. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because, as soon as I got in, I realized that I was like, man, you need to have a starter city. And,
yeah,
I mean, the reality is, like, I personally, I was pushing and I got a lot of pushback on it. I really thought like there should be a freemium token like UPY or something like that. Like, not that's not UpX that you could give and kind of give new players a stash of money they could earn and play with it at a little bit higher rate, but in a place like Fresno. I think Fresno is a perfect city for it.
yeah,
They're still doing it with UpX, which again, I don't, beyond new players being able to buy the properties and potentially then flipping to, other players like, someone who can't buy FSA. Um, it doesn't, I'm curious how much that'll solve the issue.
right,
Because like, okay, you buy a 500 UpX property, your interest rate's the same, which means you're earning like one UpX a day or something. Not even, I don't even know what it is. And so it's just like, I don't know how much of an experience that's going to be for somebody to then do that and be like, they're still going to have that same complaint, right?
right, yeah.
It's like, it's going to take me 3 years to earn another property. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it doesn't change that complaint.
Then the fact that the like this is trying to be built on based on a real world economy and stuff. I wonder, like, even for the price of the airline ticket, like, is that something that is like mathematically factored into the whole sort of like ball and wax of it all? Like, they're like, well, it needs to be this price because this and that or whatever, and that's how they got to this price. Or do you have any information or like theory on that, or have had conversations with that with the other owners? Or
I mean, the ticket pricing, I mean, it's one UpX per mile, which kind of seems like a, wing it number,
yeah,
what's the temp, kind of thing. But I think the reality is it does what they wanted to achieve after they started talking about it, of like not just having people flying back and forth, like making it a conscious decision of where you're going to be at any given time. A 2,500 UpX flight, I mean, that's $5,000 round trip. Like,
yeah,
that's a small property. Like,
yeah,
it makes you think like, okay, do I really need to go to New York? Which again, I think is really smart for the game. As a airport owner, though,
right,
like, it's frustrating because it's like we don't see a penny of that.
right.
Which, and when airlines come out in the future, there's talk of them needing to negotiate with the airport owners at like what their fees are and like a lot of cool stuff. But right now, it just kind of feels like a lot of people like should have just invested in financial district, should have just invested in a property with high interest, bonuses from collections, things like that.
Yes.
And definitely in, I would say, the next 6 to 8 months, those will be better, um, better investments than airports. I think airports are a very, very long-term play.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating because there's a lot of more midterm plays that probably would have been better use of our resources. But
Gotcha.
um,
Gotcha.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. And oh well, you saw how upset I was about not getting close to the train station thing. I'm just bad at the
Oh my
detective
gosh.
clue shit. I mean, yeah, I just am not good at it. Never have been. It makes me feel dumb. Reminds me how dumb I am. Like, it just has to be done. But I am very excited to take a train ride and hopefully somehow down the line make a deal to.
Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, there's still several that will be launched normally,
That's right.
right? I looked at the prices; they're like 150,000
Okay.
UpX, so they're not bad.
Doable, yeah.
So
At
it's
first.
definitely doable. It's going to be a mad rush, right? Because there's only like 4 in San Francisco, and then there'll be a handful in Fresno.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, if I'm happen to be around, I might try my hat at grabbing one just because it'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Sure.
yeah, Stirs Merlin just destroyed that event. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah.
it was pretty even up to like 2 and 3. It was kind of like back and forth, and you know, my strategy quickly became like, okay, who's at 3, and then like try to go find their explorer. Like,
Yeah.
where did they go?
Yeah, I was
Like,
trying that a little bit. Yeah.
like I can't figure this thing out. Like, I can't get these clues to save my life.
Yeah.
And that did not work even once. And then all of a sudden Sturge just got on a tear, and just like bam, 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 and then it was over. um, so huge congrats
Yeah,
to him.
indeed.
That was super good on him.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And what's going on with the U of A? Anything you want to talk about or shout out to? What's
Uh, yeah, UFA. I mean, we are going through a lot. We've onboarded several new artists. We are. I need to revamp the website. We're gonna have like some tutorials and PowerPoints coming out soon for artists. We have a couple things that I'm not yet ready to reveal that will ultimately benefit anybody who is an artist and producing for UFA. There's going to
awesome?
be some big opportunities to make some wax and to get known in the community. So definitely a good place to be. I mean, we've slowed down. I mean, there's a lot of big projects happening on Atomic Hub, so we're not as high as we probably would like to be on the rankings. But again, our goal is to have consistent output of high quality assets that as soon as we're able to import them into Upland, we'll be one of the first to figure out that API and to work with the team to make sure we're able to import the UFA assets and stuff like that. So.
For sure. Yeah, I know a lot of us in UFA are working on a lot of amazing like projects behind the scenes right now that are like, yeah, I'm excited to see some of these things come around and come to fruition. So that'll be
Yeah, we need Atomic Hub to open up some of its things, because I mean the problem is all these bigger releases get access to like pack creation, or like Pepe had the free link that you could claim things. Like, we were trying to create something that's like a trick or treat link, so
mm-hmm.
you go and it's like you could claim your free NFT, like, so one per wallet, but then it would have like a 70% chance to be like a trick.
Yeah,
And so it like some kind of like, I don't know, maybe a too stupid to win emoji of just like poo.
that's great. Yeah.
And then like a treat emoji, like something fun, like, so then something like that. We wanted to create it, but it's really hard because we just don't have access as open to some of those APIs, because they're working with now these Garbage Patch Kids and Blockchain Heroes. Some of these bigger labels are coming in.
Yep.
So they're spending a lot of time kind of catering to them, which is cool. Overall, I mean, it's a smart move by Atomic Hub, but kind of puts us on the backlist a little bit.
Indeed. Well, once we finish some things that are undeniable, they'll have to deal with us.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool, man. I'm glad it's always great to chat with you and catch up. And I don't know. I wanted to know your opinion of the UPX podcast where I filled in for your shoes. Did I do a good job? I don't think it's a good idea. Me and Too Stupid to Win. We're the two jokers. We need somebody like you to keep one of us straight. That was a
I'm
rowdy.
not the straight. I'm not this straight, man. It's probably good I wasn't there. I would have just stirred the pot even more. Like,
Michael D, huh? How about that? That was
oh
amazing.
my God, that was so depressing. That was like the saddest. It was like the saddest thing. Like,
Oh, it's good
like,
times. Well, I'm sure we'll be chatting very soon.
ooh, actually, that's a good idea. Okay, so anyone who listens to this, so obviously there's a bunch of Halloween things. We got to get, like, if you're gonna do any sort of graveyard themed or tombstone, an amazing Easter egg would be a Michael D headstone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
like,
genius.
like RIP, and then the day his visitor pass expired. Like, that would be the most meta Easter egg that you could put in, and that's epic.
I mean,
So,
there'll be campfire stories about Michael D forever in Upland's history. I mean, he's a legend. That's insane though. The way that whole thing ended.
oh yeah, unfortunate, just shockingly sad. Like, I was more emotionally hurt by that than I probably should have been, honestly.
Good stuff. Well, I'll let you get back to it, and I'll be chatting with you soon.
All right, brother. It's always good to catch up.
All right, have a good one.
All right.
And there we have it, Mr. Thank Me Later. I'm going to thank you now. Thank you for coming on the Upland Action News. We are looking at his website, upland.guru. Get over here and take a look at it and find out everything you need to know about the Upland metaverse, because it's all here, folks. Even links to the fans' Discord page. And one last news story before we go here. The NYC Landmark Design Contest. That's right. You can vote for your favorite landmarks, buildings, locations that you think should be landmarks, and there's chance for you to win some prizes here. Again, the link to the Landmark Design Contest is in the description to the Upland Action News Episode 1, Season 2, which you are watching right now. Look down below. It's in the description. But yeah, I mean, they lots of news, lots of news came out today. And if you are playing Upland and you are in the world of, you got to make sure you are a member of the Upland Discord channel. Lots of information here, everything you need to know. And if it's not there, it's over here on the Upland Fans Discord channel. There's everything is here. And if it's not there, or if you just want to come over and say hello to Left House and the Upland Action News, or if you want to visit the Upland Action Theater, you can actually come down to the Upland Fans page. I mean, well, you got to go to the movie theater there, but we have a page, the movie theater at 2261 Fillmore Street in Upland. Right now we have Carlos Spills the Beans playing The Black Bell and Life on a Train. We have 3 screens, folks. But yeah, you come over and you can say hello to me here. That's my brother. We do a Left House Crypto show every week. But yeah, there's the Left House trailer NFT tickets. You click on these things and you can watch the trailers to the films. But yeah, you can also come over and say hello to us at the Left House FM and the Upland Action News Discord channel. We have links for the, Upland, for crypto, for music, for film. So we do all those things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the news. What a heck of a world we're in. What a heck of a metaverse. Good morning, good noon, and good night. We'll see you in Upland. Bye-bye.